Hey guys, it's your girl Felicia. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. And guess what? It's time to have a conversation with your future self. And when I say have a conversation with your future self, I mean it's time to send your future self a message about everything you plan to have in this new beautiful life that you're creating. And we talk about having this new beautiful life all the time because A, it's possible, and B, you deserve it. You deserve it because you've done the work. You've done the work. You've taken the time to assess and to analyze. You've done an energy audit, which we'll talk about in another video, but you've just really taken the time to sit down and look at life the way it needs to be. You've decided which things are going to go with you moving forward, which things you're leaving behind, which version of yourself you're leaving behind. So this message that you're going to send to your future self, this conversation, this ode to your future, this dedication to the new you, this love letter to your new life is going to include all of the things that you plan to do, to have, to be, say, encounter, experience, love, create, all the things. Everything that you plan on creating in this new reimagined reality of yours. Everything that you plan on curating, everything that you plan on experiencing on a higher level, because that's another thing. This future version of you is about to operate in such a high level. Everything that you went through, everything that you dealt with in the past is going to be so, in a way, appreciated because now you know which things to keep, which things to get rid of, what to do more of, what to keep an eye out for, right? So in this message to your future self, you're going to talk about what love looks like for you. You're going to curate this love language that you're going to have with yourself. This new you, this new reimagined life that you're about to have, the love language that you're going to have with yourself is going to be one that really, when it comes to everybody else in your life, if they don't really operate with this same love language when it comes to you, and I don't mean that everybody has to tiptoe around you and, make you feel amazing and cater to your needs. I don't mean that. What it means is that you're just not going to deal with anything that doesn't align with who and what you are now. If it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't align with your energy, if it aggravates your spirit, you're not going to have any parts of it. That's what I mean about the love language to your future self. Even how you talk to yourself. Even how you talk to yourself is about to be totally different. So in this message to your future self, how are you talking to yourself? How are you expressing yourself to that person? How are you making that person feel? Because that's the life that you're getting ready to live. You're getting ready to live that exact feeling that you're going to give yourself in this message. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, wait a minute, now this is a little out there, because you mean to tell me I've got to have a conversation with myself before I have conversations with other people? Yeah, actually, yes. Because if you think about it, a lot of the things that we've dealt with or that we've experienced, maybe we wouldn't have if we had first had a conversation with God and then had that conversation with ourselves, so we're not making those mistakes again. So yeah, you're having an intentional conversation with yourself. You're getting ready to send yourself an intentional message about your future, what it looks like, what it feels like, who's in it, and the ones who are in it, what are they doing? How are they treating you? How are they talking to you? What are your interactions like? What does it feel like after you have had interactions with them? How do you feel after talking to yourself? Because that talking down to yourself, being hard on yourself all the time, not giving yourself grace, that's not what we're doing anymore. We are not doing that. We are operating on such a high level that when we talk to ourselves, the first congratulations we give, aside from giving it to God, of course, and just thanking him for everything that he's done, but we are actually talking to ourselves in a top tier manner. It makes a difference. It makes a difference. There is power. There's life and death in the tongue. And that's it. That's literal. Not only is it literal, not only is it a saying, not only is it Bible, it's also science. It's also science, because your words carry weight, your words carry frequency, your words carry energy. So what kind of energy, what kind of frequency are you on? What kind of weight are you sending to yourself? So in having this conversation with your future self, how are you lining things up? How excited are you getting yourself for this amazing life that you are creating right now? How amped up are you getting yourself to get ready to receive everything that you should have? And that's another thing, letting ourselves know that we are worthy of receiving. So in this message to self, you've got to make sure that you are coaxing yourself into a receiving position. It's okay to receive, whether it's help, whether it's love, whether it's support in some way, whether it's stability, whether it's peace, prosperity, all the things. We can position our minds in a way that blocks us from all of those things. But that's not what we're doing anymore. That's why we're talking to our future selves in a way that ushers in everything that we want. Everything. Manifesting who and what we should have always experienced is so important right now. What is this, August? We are almost at the end of the year. We are almost in 2026. So in going into this new year, who's that person? Who's that person? And once you identify who that person is that's showing up in 2026, and you don't have to wait to 2026, you could say, who is this person that's showing up in September? Who is this person that's showing up for me in the next 6 weeks? And when you identify who that person is, how are you talking to that person? So this message to your future self could be the future self that's about to show up within the next 2 weeks, 2 months. It doesn't have to be 2 years down the road. You can reimagine life at any age and at any stage. And if you're at that age and stage right now, it's time to have that conversation. It's time to have that conversation in love and in purpose, because that's another thing. In this message to your future self, what are you saying about your purpose? What are you saying in terms of how you are walking in that purpose? What does it look like? What does it look like when you get up every single day and when you put one foot in front of the other and you start walking into your day? What does that look like? What parts of that day are planned when it comes to your purpose? And actually, all of it should be. All of it should be. Because even when you're resting or having fun with friends or relaxing, watching a movie, all of it should be part of sowing into your future self. You know, that rest, that maybe watching a movie or kicking it with friends, is because you are sowing back into, you know, your reservoir. You know, you are replenishing self. Whether it's work, if it's work, then, you know, what part of this work has to do with your purpose? Is this part of, you know, gaining those seeds? You know, is the job seed money for a bigger plan? You know, the people that you talk to, the people that you deal with, you know, are they purpose pushers? Are they pushing you towards purpose? Are they in your life because, not just because, but why? Why are they there? You know, what part do they play? So in this message to our future selves, we're outlining all of these things. So when you're talking to your future self, you're doing a whole audit. You're doing a whole audit and you're doing a full conversation that sets the stage for what's about to take place. So don't hesitate to have these conversations, all right? And let me know in the comments what you're saying to yourself, what you're saying to yourself now, and what you plan to say to yourself. Let me know if this is a technique you've already been using and I'm just late to the party. And if you have been using this technique, what are some things that you've been saying to yourself? If you have not been using this technique and you plan to, what are some things that you plan to say to your future self? Because again, it's time to live the life that you want, the life that you deserve, and receive it fully. And in doing that, there's some planning that has to take place. There's some conversations that have to take place. And one of those main conversations is the conversation that you are about to have with your future self. So, happy hunting, everybody. Love you guys. Have an amazing day. It's your girl, Felicia. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the information. And until the next video.